Hey everybody, Dan here with Fit Feather for Outfitters. When Glock originally launched the 43X, it looked like this. And we had no idea how that would evolve to even something like this. Glock partnered up with Shark Coast Tactical to create this handgun, which is a 43X, but it is accessorized up in a way that nobody imagined with its original launch. We're going to talk about it, so let's do it. Shark Coast Tactical did an incredible job taking a 43X and creating this right here. It is really done up, and Glock fans spend a lot of money accessorizing their Glocks. They typically do it piece by piece, and if you add all that up, it adds to a lot of money. People spend over $1,000 with Glock accessories. This is nowhere near that amount. I'm going to talk about the price and what's in the case because it is really interesting. They call this a hybrid grip. You see that? Has I think that's an S for Shark Coast, but it has a neat texturing all throughout. Very different than the Glock 43X, the original model. Still ships with the same 10-round magazines. And then you look at the Cerakote slide. Those slide cuts are really neat. And it is optics ready, right there. All right, and you look at the slide cuts. I think it's super cool. Makes it nice for those forward serrations. Even has some indents down here, cutouts there. And then the threaded barrel runs 3.9 inches. And it also includes a non-threaded barrel in the case. I'm going to show you that. But with the threaded barrel, you get suppressor height sights. Now these are heavy duty. They are metal, far superior than Glock sights. And serrated black. And you should be able to see over that suppressor, no problem, to access your sights and shoot suppressed, which has been more and more common in today's market. And I think with some of the changes that have already happened with shorter wait periods and what potentially could happen with the tax stamp, I'm just speculating a little bit here, suppressors are going to be more and more common in the gun world. And they already are, all right? But I think they did a great job. It looks super cool. It has that same Glock trigger. All right, so perhaps somebody may switch that out. That's a simple thing to do. But it has 1/2 by 28 threads, which is very common with most suppressors. Now, if you go with this, it comes in a Glock case. It is nice to see Glock partnering up with aftermarket support. Okay, in the past, you'd see Glock would do their own thing and people would utilize aftermarket, but it comes with this Shark Coast Tactical card, and then here is a 3.4-inch barrel if you don't want the threads, a patch tool, and then it also has this wrench here with some additional screws if you need that to install an optic, which I think many people would do on a handgun like this. You put an optic on there, you put a suppressor on there, and this thing is rocking and rolling. I think it's super cool, and then they offer another 10-round magazine. Now, you're saying, how much is that? Well, when you consider all the work done, you're looking at a little over $700. If you did this separately, you would be looking at far more than that. So if we take a look at the original Glock 43X and this one here, Shark Coast Tactical Glock 43X, you can see the difference in the slide, the cuts in there, way nicer with this model. The grip is different. You look at those suppressor height sights, the addition of another barrel, which is a costly thing. And the overall look, it's all Cerakoted, by the way. It's all Cerakoted, so it's very nice. And then optics ready. When it was originally launched, it was not optics ready. Glock eventually came out with that with an MOS version. But you check that out, it is really neat. We'll take a look, see if anything changed with the internals. And it doesn't seem so. Same Glock 43 frame, accessorized up. Perhaps it's not the same. It has a accessory rail there. And then you have the dual captive recoil spring and then the threaded barrel. And once again, you could add another barrel if that is your choice. But I'd like to see that Glock is working with aftermarket support. It's something I think that could save people money. I think they can get a gun without having to order a bunch of stuff and install it themselves. Home gunsmithing can be a problem, I will tell you, people with their home gunsmithing. The texturing all throughout is really neat. The slide cuts and everything that I mentioned, I think makes this thing a winner. And anybody who has a Glock 43X like I do, I kind of envy this because this was the original launch. I got in early on that, and I had no idea that Glock would be putting out something like this in partnership with Shark Coast Tactical to create a much improved 43X that I think the market desperately desires. Once again, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.